Welcome everybody to episode 137 of the effing title. I'm Big Husky,
I'm DeNutte.
and this week we actually got quite a bit to talk about this week
Yeah,
for review time. We got quite a little bit
review
to
time.
talk about. We got
And some of it's real fresh for you.
yeah, some of it's like fucking like 10 minutes fresh
Mi-
for me.
Minutes removed.
And like you said it, and I was like, I was like, all right, what are we gonna talk about? And he's like, and just like, well, dragons, rings, and I was like, fuck. So, that being
I
said,
have words to say about rings.
I have some things to say about rings too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's do a normal. Let's just kind of hit some random shit that we've seen this week. Is there anything randomly throughout the week that you saw?
Harry Potter Legacy. They showed some more footage.
It looks good.
You see that? You see it? Houses. They showed the houses more book.
More book
More
kind of.
book related than film related, which is cool.
I'm
Have you sorted yourself out yet? Have you done your test? Your Pottermore test?
no, I haven't. I need to because you can connect the two, right?
Yeah, so I had done the test a long time ago, and I wanted to see if I could redo it. But once you do your email, that's what you are. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm a Slytherin.
Yeah.
So
I've been told. I mean, I've been told two. I've been told that I'm either Slytherin or I've been told that I'm Hufflepuff.
see, I always considered myself a Hufflepuff, but apparently to the test, I am a Slytherin. So
Well, I guess I got something to do later today now. Then, so
you got a test for
what is it? My house or my wand? Is that what it is?
your wand and your Patronus.
There we go.
Yeah,
So
I was like, what's the word Patronus? Yeah, I am a mare, a bay mare, which I'm pretty sure is a female horse.
I was gonna say a mare is a horse, but
Yeah.
I'm very much intrigued by Hogwarts Legacy. The only thing that okay, I'm gonna say it like this: the only thing that worries me is that there's no co-op. There's no co-op. There's no multiplayer. There's no nothing. It's very much a massively single-player game.
Which I think
It's good.
it's good. Do you know who's making the game?
I know it's Warner Brothers games,
Yeah.
but outside of that, I have no idea. But I guess my thing is like it's gonna be good as a single-player game. I could just only imagine the amount of fun that you could do if it was co-op.
So it's funny. Let me think. The fifth movie came out when I was like a freshman in high school, and they came out with a game, and it was an EA game, and I remember this because I went to the EB Games in the mall,
Oh yeah, the old EB games.
EB Games, and I bought it. And as I was buying it, it was like, oh no, I was a sophomore when I was buying it because the captain of the football team, I got in line behind him, and he's like, fucking, DeNutte, you buying a fucking Harry Potter game? I'm like, so?
So
I was a sophomore at the time, and I played right next to him. He was the guard, and I was the tackle. So I literally, I played right next to him, and I was like, no, yeah, no. But that game was fucking cool because EA was doing a bunch of analog stick stuff. Like it was right around the same time as Skate. So did you ever play Skate?
I mean, and I've played a bunch of different ones of those on and off. Do I remember which ones was no? But
Ooh, Skate's like the game. It's the one where you use your right analog stick to do all the tricks, ollies,
okay.
kick flips, 360 flips. Everything is done through the right stick. It's not like a Tony Hawk button masher.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So yeah, they're bringing back Skate 4 or Skate. Did you know that?
No, the most recent skating thing I saw was this one with the bird.
Bird Skate. That's actually pretty fun. I've played that.
I was gonna say that's the most recent one that I've seen.
So Skate is actually coming back as Skate Period, even though the original one was also Skate Period. So they're like rebranding it as Skate again.
Okay.
And I keep trying to get into the playtesting for that. To no avail. So it's going to be a free-to-play game. EA and they're kind of going with like a Destiny business model where they're like, we're putting out this game and then we're only going to continuously update it. It's free. It's actually going to be more like Apex because it's EA.
Yeah.
So they're doing that. So we'll see. I have confidence for it because they're doing really. There's going to be like parkour. There's going to be a bunch of different stuff for it. I'm excited because Skate franchise is one of my favorite franchises. Skate 3 is probably, in my opinion, the weakest one, but everyone loves Skate. Like all the youngsters love Skate 3, so I think that's what helped the series forward because I think Skate 2 is the best world. Skate 1 has the best physics. It's
Now
pretty
we
close
just
for
gotta.
me between Skate 1 and 2. Skate 3 kind of went in a weird
I feel like
direction.
that's how some of those games go. Is like they do one that's based on like fundamentals. The second one is like they try to open it up a little bit more, and then the third one they try to like either reinvent it or add something completely new that just
They
doesn't.
reinvented it, didn't add really anything new. They changed the physics. So like a big thing is like I was always been into snowboarding, so like it's very easy to do inverted flips and corks and different things in Skate 1 and Skate 2. They made it much
That's
harder in Skate 3. Then also they made this thing called trick lining, which actually you end up playing it like Tony Hawk, where it's just like a bunch of bullshit tricks strung together. That like you watch it and it's like skate in its core is like a realistic skating game.
hmm
That's like more on the arcade side, whereas like they have other games like Skater XL and Session that are out, which are like hardcore Sims.
Oh, okay.
Because you know how like I play Shredders a lot.
Yeah.
Play Shredders a lot. I
Play
played
Shredders
Shredders
a
last
lot.
night for a couple hours. You know, like I fucking love Shredders.
hmm
So, and that's a hard like that's a simulator. So Skate is like a bridge between. It's more a sim than it is Tony Hawk.
Oh, okay.
So okay. So anyways, tangent.
hmm
The spells in Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix were done on the right analog stick. So
Mm.
based on your combination of movements, you would do different spells.
There's I forgot which baseball game it was. There was a baseball game when I was ending college, and you used to do your pitches on the right stick, and it was one of
The
the
show still
coolest.
kind of does it.
This one was like that was it though. That was how you did it. Like there was
Yeah.
no other version of it. Like you just did it on the stick, and I remember that, and that was the coolest thing to me. And that actually for like 2 years that got me into baseball and pitching. Like I didn't give a fuck about anything about baseball other than the pitching,
Mhm.
and like I fucking was obsessed with it. Like it was the coolest
Well,
unique thing to me. So
more news. Did you see what they're doing in the minors now?
nope.
So minors are having a shot clock for pitching.
Okay.
So they have to get the pitches off because like average game is 3.5 hours, and now with this new thing, the average games are 2.5 hours.
I was gonna laugh. You were like they went from 3.5 to 3:15.
Yeah, right. No, but it's like dropped down like a whole hour.
That's wild. I mean
The
that's good.
stats of the games almost haven't changed at all. They're like near
Oh.
identical stats, so it's not really changing.
It's just speeding it up, which is
Just speeding it up,
which
and
is a
then
good thing.
also they're having active flags. So like challenges.
Okay.
So like if a pitcher throws a pitch and he doesn't like it,
Yeah.
taps his head, and they will review it, and they have like a literally what we see like when
like
you
that.
see the pitch come in the box.
Yeah.
That's what they'll review it and be like, all right, that was a ball or a strike.
All right, that's kind of cool. I dig that.
So they're testing that out in the minors right now.
And I think that's useful to do that because like the XFL and I want to say it was the AAF were doing some stuff like that where it was like there was rules that people had put forward in the NFL, and they were like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that yet. We might, but we're not going to do it yet. And these leagues were just like, we'll fucking do it. And like the coolest one to me was that there was a sky judge, and a sky judge could challenge any play if they deemed that it was challenge worthy. And the cool thing that I liked about that was you would see the sky judge, and it'd be someone in a booth, and they're like this. They're like, no,
Are they with the controller?
yeah, they're on a controller and like a monitor, and they're like reviewing it with with a little Xbox controller. It was the coolest fucking thing seeing that because it was like one of those things that's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like it's a very easy sort of thing to do if you have a controller.
Yep. So I don't know how new that is, but I just found out about that today.
That's
So
kind of cool.
and I thought that was pretty
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So there's been some Overwatch 2 is starting to ramp up again because it's going to be out next month. So more news of it's getting ramped up. A bunch of people got
free to play, right?
Yep, that's the new
Okay.
model. A bunch of people got to go to Blizzard HQ. I think it was. I think they went to Blizzard HQ anyway. I could be wrong about that. Signed a bunch of NDAs. Can't talk about it. That sort of stuff. But we're supposed to be learning more about it as the month comes out. Because it's literally out October 4th. Like it's next month.
Oh, in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one of the big ones that still to this day is a huge base. I haven't heard a single person say this is a good thing. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
So for competitive, they're changing it to the Apex sort of style where there's subcategories within the big category. So like gold, 1, 2, 3, 4, that sort of thing. So
Didn't they have that already? Or
so
no?
no, they had you were either in like you were in plat,
Oh.
and then you would
Okay.
tell people, oh, I'm high plat or I'm low plat or I'm mid plat. You would just
You're
have
like,
to
"No,
tell people
are you
that.
really?"
Well, yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
It's like then you would get to the point where you'd like have people be like, "Oh, well, I was high plat last year, but this season, I'm high gold, but I can play high plat because I was there once." Like that sort of thing. It's like, oh, fuck off. So
Yeah.
now they're adding 5 subcategories to each individual level, and this is the point where people are across the board just no, they're not resetting the MMR. The MMR is staying and transferring over from Overwatch 1. Which is bringing up, there are so many pros and major streamers and content creators that have already come out and been like, that's bullshit. And that makes zero sense. Because there's people, like, for instance, right, in a lot of these games, you have one tricks, right? They play this character, that's it. They know how to fucking counter everyone. They know how to counter their counters, like, that's it. They play that one fucking character.
Yeah.
So
Gundy.
yeah. So if you're a Doomfist main in Overwatch 1, right? Let's say you're a Grandmaster. Grandmaster Doomfist. In Overwatch 2, are you now a Grandmaster DPS or a Grandmaster Tank? Because Doomfist got moved to Tank.
Interesting.
Right? So now there's that. So now if you're a Grandmaster DPS player, but you only play Doomfist, you're not a Grandmaster DPS player. Right? So like there's that. And then also the fact of all the tanks have been changed, because there's only one now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so many weird things about it. Instead of just saying, fuck it, we're resetting everything. Especially with it being free to play and bringing in a ton of new people.
Do you think it's really going to bring in a ton of new people? That's the big question.
With
Okay.
it going free to play, I think it will. Because I think
Do
free
you
to
think
play.
there's going to be a longevity to the new people? Because I think, like a lot of free to play games, they get like a boost of people, and then do you think they're going to keep?
From what?
Because even look at Halo. Halo didn't keep people.
True. I mean, my thing is that with I know personally talking to people, there's a lot of people that haven't gone back to play Overwatch 1 since the betas have come out.
Yeah.
Because Overwatch 2 is just that much better. Like, the game feels better, it plays better.
You can't go back.
Well, and that's the thing, is that, like, they went from, in Overwatch 1, the 6v6, there's a lot of shields, there's a lot of characters who have different abilities, characters in different roles, right? And then you go to Overwatch 2, it's 5v5, characters have changed, their models are different, there's new characters. Like, it's just, they removed a full mode and added a new mode. So it's like it's such a, like, it doesn't seem like a massive change, but when you actually start breaking down all the small pieces, it becomes like a big change.
The funny thing is that like they could have just changed this in the original Overwatch, but they're just like, nah.
Well, so that was the original thing. The original thing was Overwatch 2 was going to be a PvE PvP change, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were going to add new characters. Every character was getting a new model, and like the main aspect of it was basically that Overwatch 2 is going to be graphically better. It's going to have new models, and it's going to have a full PvE element. Like, that was the whole basis for Overwatch 2. And then Jeff Kaplan left, and then it became one of those things where now it was like, okay, now we're not reinventing what a sequel is. Now this is literally just going to be, we're getting rid of Overwatch 1. Overwatch 2 is here now because it's free to play. You're going to have to pay a shit ton of money to get skins. There was a survey that went out asking if you would pay $50 for one skin. Exactly. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I spend a decent amount of money on these games. I ain't
but
paying
not $50 on one skin.
I ain't paying $50 for a single skin. Like,
well, they had the same issue with all the prestige skins in Apex. What were they called? Prestige skins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was the Bangalore skin, then it was the Bloodhound skin.
Those are the two so far.
Those are the two for.
Yeah.
They're cool, but they're not, like what, $150 cool.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's one of those things. It's like, it's how much can you actually feasibly pull out of people for this stuff? You know, my thing with those things is I genuinely do believe if they didn't label them as prestige skins, it would have went over a lot easier. Because in my opinion, in gamers' opinions, prestige is a thing that you earn and you level up. It always has been. It's not a thing that you buy and then you level it up. Like that sort of thing, you know.
There was no way to really get that without paying money, right?
I mean, you can get heirloom shards, and then you can spend the heirloom shards to get it. And the heirloom shards are the 1 in 500 chance.
Yeah, like okay, cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's one of those things. Like you could technically get them without spending any money, but
And then I mean, there are people that have reached 500 and never got heirloom shards.
no, they have. It's physically impossible for them not to.
No, I've seen people that are like level 500 never
No,
got
no, no,
any.
not level 500. It's opening 500 packs, not level 500. Other way around.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you've been playing the game since day one and you've gotten every single pack ever that you possibly could have gotten for free,
Yeah.
this is the season that you are guaranteed an heirloom.
This season?
This season, season 14. I mean, it goes to show you, right? I mean, like it's
Like even in that statement, there's like a silliness to it.
oh, 100%.
You're like, dude,
yeah, you have to play the game for
game's
3
been out
years.
For 3 years, yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say 4 or 3.
Yeah.
Like, that's a little like
But that's also the worst case scenario because of course
worst case.
So the way that it's set up is that so you open your first pack, right? You open up your first pack, there's a 1 in 500 chance. As soon as you open your second pack, it is a 1 in 499 chance. The chance drops every single pack you open. So the less packs you have, the lower down the list it goes, the better your odds are. So to start, like, yeah, it's gonna be, you know, fucking like, oh my god, I got heirloom shards, right? And also the other thing,
Isn't it make your chances better? Say you
There's
buy
there's
like
people-
all the cosmetics.
there's people that say that. There are
Okay.
people that say that. Like, if you spend, Rob has a theory that you won't get the heirloom shards unless you put money into the game, which is like fair enough. Like, okay, you know,
Yeah. Well, because but then again, you see people that are like level 10 get heirloom shards.
exactly. It's literally it truly is a luck of the chance. And the other thing that people always forget with that is that it never used to be heirloom shards. It used to be you get an heirloom. You don't
random.
you don't have a say. It's like you get one. So like there could be all the heirlooms out right now, and you just randomly get a Gibby one, and you don't fucking play Gibby. It's like, you know,
Trash.
exactly. So, but like, yeah. So Overwatch 2 though is
Trash.
starting to ramp up. Now you're gonna see a lot more stuff about it because there's also gonna be a new hero coming out with the release. They're gonna be releasing a support hero.
So how many new characters are going to be on release? 2?
On 3. So on release is going to be
3.
3. There's going to be Soldier. Well, I mean, so there's going to be 3
Between
new.
us, off the record, it's not too many. That's like too few.
I
I feel like that's too.
I like it because they added 1 to each role. The problem for me is though personally is that there's already such a massive DPS roster, right? And then you have a kind of decent sized tank roster for there only being 1 fucking tank now. And then there's the supports are just, they need to do something with supports. Like they need to add more supports than anything because they need to, in my opinion, supports need to be the same number as DPS. Because if you're gonna go 1-1-1-2-2, the 2s need to be the fucking basically the same size, right? It adds. I think more characters add more to the game because then there's potentially more comps you can use. There's always going to be that comp that like is better than everything else, right?
Yeah.
But
So I'm on the outside. I feel like all this time, all this build up to only release 3 characters, like it doesn't feel like enough.
oh no, so they're doing the battle pass system, right? That's
Yeah.
what they're going to. So in October 4th, we're getting the first season. The first season will have 3 new heroes, 6 new maps, 30 plus new skins, which is like whatever, who the fuck cares, right? The new battle pass, a mythic
Hey,
skin.
you've been complaining about no new skins, right? I'm sure.
Yeah. So a mythic skin, and that's the supposed $50 skin, and then a new game mode, and the new game mode is push. And then in season 2, which will be in December, we're getting a new tank hero, which I'm okay with because I like playing tank. Another new map, skins, battle pass. So it's gonna be a better frequency for content wise. It's one of those things where when they first announced it, the whole thing was that they were adding a PvE lore element to the game so we could be following along with the lore.
They pull that away.
We're not getting it until sometime in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. We're still getting it, but it's not like the focal point. Where originally, when they first announced this like fucking 3 years ago, it was...
Maybe we'll see if they pull a Halo.
I will fucking lose my shit. And then the only last thing that I have here for news is, and this is just another DC news. Do 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 do. DC fandom got canceled this year.
Probably a good move.
I don't think so.
Well,
So
I think it's
because DC fandom has
yeah.
always been the first one. They announced the Snyder Cut because they were in the height of COVID, so we couldn't do in-person conventions, right? So they did DC fandom, wrapped the whole thing up with the Snyder Cut, announcement of the Snyder Cut, the announcement of Batman. I think they announced Suicide Squad there. They announced a bunch of stuff there, right? First year. Second year, they propped it up with the Snyder Cut, but then didn't do anything with it, and then just showed us all this other stuff. But they still showed us comics.
Is it a convention or is it just like a
It's an
showcase?
So it's like an online showcase / convention because there's stuff that you can do online. But like, so their whole thing was that they came out recently and said their whole thing is that they want that now the conventions are starting to open up again. We want to connect with our fans again, and we want to get out there and do more of those and that sort of shit. And it's one of those things where it's like, exactly. It's just like it's one of those things where it's like, you guys just don't fucking have anything to show, do you?
No, that's all. That's why I was like, yeah, they did, like they're gonna have all this hype, and then they're gonna show like
I mean,
Shazam.
well, so that's my thing,
Yeah.
right? So like, I feel like they could have done it, and in my opinion, the smart way that they could have done it, if they were to do DC Fandom 2022, right, would be show off some scenes from Shazam, show off some scenes from Black Adam, give us an update on Blue Beetle.
What are the dates on those? Because I know everything got pushed back.
Shazam got pushed back
Besides
to
Black Adam.
Shazam got pushed back to next year.
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman got pushed back to December of next year. Flash apparently is still going. Black Adam is this year, and then there's something else that got pushed back to next year. There's something else that's going out next year. I don't fucking remember now though. But like Blue Beetle is one that's still slated to be released and actually is looking really good and everything. Apparently the kid that's playing Blue Beetle was told that like he's gonna be, that there's plans for him in the universe and they're gonna kind of, start going out from there. So I was like, okay, that kind of seems interesting.
We'll see.
But like my thing would be this, right? Very easy, very simple thing in my opinion, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
keep it going. I want to go. I want to have stuff to say after.
Okay. My thing would be this: show off more of the actual comic side of it. These are the new titles that are coming out. This is this. We're revamping this. It's the 30th anniversary of this. That sort of thing. DC Animated is always going to be huge and popular, right? We always have DC Animated out there doing stuff. And then this is just a personal one for me. Just literally end the show and fucking do two things. End the show, do two things. One, Henry Cavill's back. Just announce that Henry Cavill's back. Have him show up and be like, just have him show up. Literally, have him show up on camera and be like, it's been a long time coming, and then just have him do this. And he's got the black, and gold, the black and silver, right?
Schmutz in mine.
Have him have the black and silver suit on. Just I'm back, sort of thing. Boom. That, and then have the announcement of the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Oh, yep. I got some else stuff. Sorry.
I'm
super ADD today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Those are my two though. Boom, boom,
Yep.
there. That's how you end the show. Because then at that point, now you've built a ton of hype, and you're also starting to get people maybe interested in the actual books again. Which, let's be honest, that's the main focal point of comic books is the book part of it. So that would be my thing. That's how I would do it. Is highlight some of the stuff that is coming out, show some stuff from it, announce some projects.
I don't think they have anything.
That's the thing. I don't think that they have any projects yet.
And I'm not saying that to be like
Oh
dismissive.
no,
I think with everything going on, I think they're like, fuck, what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they're like, we can't cancel it. Fucking the nerds will lose their minds.
Well, that's the thing. There's been two sides of it. There's been the side of it where it's like people are like,
I am a nerd too.
So there's the side of it where it's like people are upset about it, and then there's the side of it where it's like people are like, isn't that weird? The first one was fully built on the Snyder Cut. Then the second one they showed, because for the second one, I don't know if you know this or not, for the second one, all the promotion was showing stuff from the Snyder Cut. And then they didn't talk about it or announce it or show anything from it in the entire show. And it was one of those things where everyone was like, that's
well, especially with Marvel having such a strong show this year.
Exactly. So it's,
That's like another thing is Marvel had such like their strongest show probably.
oh yeah, Marvel literally came out because like this is one of the things that we talked about for when it was San Diego Comic Con, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for Comic Con, DC came out and was like, "Oh look, we have Shazam. Here's the first Shazam trailer," which didn't look bad, but like at the same
No, I
time,
mean
and
I
then it's
fucking
like,
love Shazam.
and then it was like, "Here's Black Adam," and it's again like, okay, is he gonna say the power of hierarchy? Yep, he said it for the fucking 95th time this fucking week. Jesus Christ, you know. And then it's like that was it. And then Marvel comes out and goes, "Oh, cool. Here's the next 4 years."
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
Here's-
after those 4 years, there's the next four. It's like,
Yeah, and here's 2 Avengers movies. Here's all these series.
yeah, it's
Here's
like
these movies.
I'm sitting there, and
Here's
I'm sitting there,
yeah.
like, I was happy for Marvel fans because it was like, Jesus Christ, you guys have been asking questions, you got every answer you've ever wanted, you know, like that sort of thing. I like as much as I don't like the MCU, I'm still happy for their fans for getting stuff that they like, right? However, though, that's
some people.
that dunk. It was just like a fucking like.
God. So, yeah, which, DC had that. They tried it, and then they threw it out the window. So,
That's the thing.
Warner Brothers is not doing great right now.
No, they're not. They're really not.
Well, the Don't Worry Darling stuff is still happening, and I thought it was going to kind of go away, but it hasn't. And it's just funny that it's all going, and it's one of the 2 Warner Brother movies that are set to be released the rest of the year. And did you see Paramount Showtime? Paramount Plus and Showtime streaming are merging.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
A new powerhouse there.
Yeah,
Okay.
interesting powerhouse.
Okay.
'Cause Paramount. Yeah.
Did you hear that? So now that we're on this, Legendary Pictures is trying to get away from Warner Brothers.
Legendary's has been putting out some heaters, man.
Well, that's the thing. So, like, I forgot what the second universe is because there's 2 big universes for it. The first one is the monster movie universe.
Yeah.
Godzilla, Kong, all of that property. And then there's another one, I can't think of what it is right now, but they just released a bunch of stuff.
I wanted to say they're filming Dune 2 right now.
That was
by the way.
That was it. It was Dune.
Okay.
Dune is the other
That's
title.
actually that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. Florence Pugh is in Dune 2, which I just saw and I got jacked up.
Wait, Florence Pugh, that's a fucking, the girl from...
That's the one from Don't Worry Darling.
Okay, yep. And I was thinking more of the one from, she's also in the Black Widow there, right? She's the sister.
She's Black Widow, yeah.
Yeah.
She's whatever her fucking name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, this cast we got Austin Butler for Dune 2, Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Timothy Chalamet, Léa Seydoux, Christopher Walken, Stellan Skarsgård, Javier Bardem, Dave Bautista, Charlotte Rampling, who's she's been in a lot. She has a very familiar face. You'd see her if you saw her. You'd be like, oh
Yeah, I was fucking Jesus Christ.
just a powerhouse cast in Dune 2.
That's fucking awesome. Because I really enjoyed Dune. I really enjoyed Dune, the first one.
That's set to be released next year. Doesn't have a date, but 2023. Yeah, I just Dune was and it's same director, so Denis Villeneuve. So that's
It's gonna be fucking.
Yeah.
Final thing before we get into review stuff, because it's another one that I just remembered about. So Snyder's doing Rebel Moon, right?
Yeah.
With Sci-Fi. Apparently, he has put out a competition for fans.
Okay.
And it's like a create an alien or create a creature sort of thing. And if they like it, it will be in the movie, and you will be like fully like involved with it, like that sort of thing.
That's fun.
I saw that and I was like, name another fucking director that has done something like that recently. Like that is fucking cool, especially for a big name. Like this is Netflix's like biggest fucking property that they've put money behind in a long time.
It's big. Yeah.
You know, it's because they're trying to make it be like their version of Star Wars.
It looks like Star Wars.
It does.
I mean, I know it originally was written to be a Star Wars thing,
Yeah.
but I don't have a problem with that.
I don't either. I mean, it's like I'm fine with it being a Seven Samurai Star Wars.
Well,
Like
like the new Star Wars show looks really Andor
Yeah.
looks amazing, and I think it's like 15 episodes. I think it's like going to be like
Oh,
this wild
they
story.
gave it a ton of episodes, huh? Shit.
Yeah, I think it's 15. Um, and I'm not, and he was probably my least favorite character from Rogue One, but it's I saw the trailer and I went, this is pretty good, and that comes out in 2 weeks,
Oh, that's
November
fucking awesome.
21st.
I love that.
I already 12 episodes.
Okay, still 12. I mean, 12
Which
still.
I mean,
That's
Disney's been doing Star Wars stuff with only 6 episodes, so I'm like really happy to get a full.
they
The
got.
six this Disney, all the Marvel Star Wars stuff has only getting 6 to 8 episodes, and that's just way that's too few
It is too few, in my
to
opinion.
establish a universe and tell a story.
It's all. It feel. Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But so let's go into one of these universes that is fully established. Let's get into review time. We're going to go House of the Dragon because there's only one episode this week. What'd you think? What'd you think? The episode 2 for everyone out there that when you watch this,
The
you'll
Rogue Prince
Yeah.
is the name.
everyone out here.
It happened.
Everyone out here is going to be watching this, and episode 3 will have already dropped. So
I know.
um,
So we're going over episode 2, aired August 28th.
Yep.
I think it was a weak episode.
yeah, I mean, I'll agree with you.
It was a weaker episode. And my only thing is that I don't. So we already know that 4 characters are being replaced. Princess Rhaenyra, Hightower, the child bride that he was courting, and then there's another character they're replacing. Can't remember who it is. Replacing 4 characters, I think halfway through the season, which, I get it because the time jump, but like, I kind of think that like it kind of sucks that we're getting attached to like Princess Rhaenyra, who's doing a really good job. She's going to be replaced by someone else, and not that I have any dig against that actor. I think the next actor is like really good. I loved her in that Nick Frost show. I just think that we're like getting attached. I'm already attached to Rhaenyra, and like it I don't know. It just feels weird that they're going to replace her. I get it, 'cause she's a child. Like that girl is 20 years old. She could easily just be 20 years old in the show.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one because it's also for me it's one of these things, right? I try my best not to think about this stuff, right? What if the second actress just sucks at the role?
I don't think she will.
I don't think she will either. But
I don't think she will. That's my only. But what if she does suck?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's like it's that thing of like, and then like I just typed in her name to fully get a visual of her, right? And it's funny because then it says 3 days ago, like House of the Dragons, Millie Alcock, who's the teenage Rhaenyra, right, was told to not meet fellow Rhaenyra.
Okay, that makes sense.
It does,
Kind of.
but at the same time, it seems kind of weird because, like, if you give a character, like, for instance, if you give a character a certain tick, kind of like how Alison Hightower, how she's picking her fingers or her thumbs.
Yeah, well, this girl does this a lot.
It's
kind of winces one side.
It's one of those things, right? Like little ticks like that may not mean anything to a lot of people, but it's still a very nice.
It's mannerisms. I mean, if you don't have, it's unless it's like you develop, like they have someone like that's like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. But how long is the show going to go on? We don't know. Like,
Well, that's the other thing. Exactly. It's like
how many seasons? I was just like, because it's a predetermined story. It's not like original Game of Thrones where like we didn't really know the ending and they could have gone on forever. This is like a set story.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Is like it's a set story. It already after week one, episode 1, it already got renewed for season 2. So we know for at least we're getting 2 seasons. That's all we know right now. But then also one of the showrunners already fucking left.
Really?
Yeah.
So
like.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when we're closing this out. I have a statement. So.
Yeah. It's like I agree with you. I think that this was kind of a little bit of a weaker episode. It was another just kind of setting things up episode, right?
Yeah.
The first episode has some nice little heater moments, but then you can tell the little setup parts. This was just a purely set up everything episode.
Damon is trying to like claim his right. I mean, I think everyone's favorite scene was probably Rhaenyra confronting Damon about the egg.
I was gonna say there's two scenes to me that like took it for me. That was the first one, and then the second one was the ending.
I can't even tell. I don't remember the ending.
So the ending was Lord Corlys talking with Daemon.
Oh,
and them showing the Crab King, and him being like, look, like if you do this, if you go after them, that will show that.
Hey,
I like that actor.
That guy brought up a lot of good points. He's
does.
like, yo, we got to do something about this Crab King. And he was not wrong. Like, you have to do something about it. You can't just, like if you're, like, you're so worried about your time of peace that you're not going to do anything about it, like, doing nothing isn't going to keep the peace.
It was one of the things that I liked that Matt Smith has said about his character is that his character is it's weird for him playing it because there's moments where it makes sense. I'm right. And then there's moments where he can tell that he's supposed to be the bad guy and that his view is not right. And he said that it's interesting
because you can't talk shit about my brother, only I can.
Yeah, it's interesting because he said it's a very interesting kind of turn off, turn on switch that he has to do throughout each episode and throughout each kind of scene, and you know what, like his mannerism, like, you know, because like you see him go in and when he's first talking to his brother in the first episode, he's kind of cocky with him at first, you know, kind of like, oh yeah, okay, brother, you know, like he, you know, that sort of thing, and then it's kind of if I fucking
the whole thing doesn't seem he doesn't. From what I've seen, what we've seen, he's not trying to claim that he's king. He's just trying to claim that he's heir.
Yeah.
He's not trying to like take his place. He's not trying to do all that. He's literally just like, I'm here in Dragonstone until it's my time.
And I like the fact that he's doing it, but at the same time, Rhaenyra's like, no, I'm the fucking heir, and he's just kind of sitting there like, you are, but I'm the heir.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing.
There is like a respect towards her even too.
Exactly.
Which is like interesting.
I think that so far the best two scenes in this entire show have been Matt Smith talking with Patty in episode 1, and then Matt Smith talking with Rhaenyra in episode 2.
Patty the Batty.
Yeah, Patty the Batty. Which also we found out, as you guys know, we kind of, you know, we're fucking getting a hard on for Patty. Matt Smith only joined the show because he found out that Patty Constantine was on the show, that's fucking awesome, you know. And one of the small things.
We're already in Matt Smith's redemption arc from
Morbius, yeah. And one of the other things that we talked about a little bit is we like the fact that the throne is not a kind of like, it's an actual character.
It's hostile.
It feels like a character. In the first one, they just talked about it as like this mythical thing, and then it's just kind of there, like whatever. In this one, it actually feels like a character. You see the king, like, you know, he has the cut on his back. They're fucking with his wound on his pinky, you know, and like.
It's really funny. They showed the throne in this episode, and it looked like they had already modified it from the first episode. Because first episode, the steps up to it, there's a path to it, but there are swords around it, and it almost like they were like to the prop department. So you're like, hey, we made this prop. It had 3 swords in it, had a base. Make 30 of these, and then just place those down, and just like a repeat of everything. So it almost looked like a Halloween setup.
Oh yeah,
and then
I can see that.
This week it looks like they had changed it a little bit, and it looked like it actually had effort put into.
I wonder if we're gonna see it change as the episodes go on with the time jumps happening. They're not massive time jumps, but still there's time jumps nonetheless. Maybe it starts to slowly change, and you know.
I don't know. We'll see.
But overall, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm still intrigued. Like I said, I think that those two. I think that the child bride thing was a fucking awkward moment.
But like, it's realistic. We didn't even bring it up. We didn't. Yeah, that's right. It is realistic because like that is what would happen. And it's what happened. You know, like even the last few hundred years. It's what was happening.
It's so like the fact that he's like, "What is that? What your dad told you to say? You know, what'd your mother tell you to say? That I wouldn't have to bed you till I'm 14." I think she said something.
Yeah.
And they said that, and I was like,
and she's
"Ah,
yeah." So she's getting a new character in the Chime Jump too. Cannot remember her name either. These names are fucking like.
Yeah,
French to me.
The funny one was when because like I was talking to DeNutte when I was watching it, and I was like, you know what? I really fucking hate Reese's character, And DeNutte's like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I was like, Reese Ifrins. He's
Well,
like,
because I was looking at the character list and I was like, which one is that? They all have like RH names. I'm like, I don't know which fucking guy that is.
and it's like that's his real name is Reese Ifrins. It's
And I was like, oh yeah,
that guy. Oh yeah. He's a cunt.
yeah,
But yeah, no,
real twat.
It's really like I said, I think that it went from and it's funny because more people watched episode 2 than episode 1.
Weird.
On Premiere, which I'm wondering if it's
on Premiere,
on Premiere of it, which I'm wondering if it's just a mouth of like, and it's 0.1, I don't know, 0.9 million.
It's not even a million.
Yeah, not even a million.
I feel like there's a week premiere for HBO.
I mean, well, that's the difference between the two. So the first episode was 2.17. The second episode was 2.26 million.
Okay, I got you. That's why I was like, only that many people watched it.
Yeah, no, so I think that this next episode is going to be one that they're gonna
second of his name. You gotta.
So because DeNutte doesn't watch the outro, and in the outros they show a little bit of the next episode.
No, I don't watch trailers because I don't want to get.
So I'm not going to say what happens, but like they show this next episode should be a banger. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah. So
just what it says. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to.
I'll end Game of Thrones with this. We also watched Cock Rings of Power this week.
Yep. And
I have more faith in Cock Rings of Power.
Oh.
Because So I'll preface this. I really liked the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
I think Lord of the Rings is really stupid. I think it's such a silly IP.
Yeah.
There are words about it that I would say that it might offend people, so I'm not going to say it. Mm-hmm. It's dumb.
Yeah.
But I've been let down by Game of Thrones before. We've all been let down by Game of Thrones before. I have not been. I don't count The Hobbit. I don't think anyone counts The Hobbit. I've not really been let down by Lord of the Rings. I think Hobbit, everyone is like, that never happened.
Yeah, I think that when as soon as they made it 3 episodes, they added in that weird chase scene for the kicks and giggles of it, and then they added
the mountain,
and then they added Legolas for no reason but to just like be like, hey, look, these they're connected, because Legolas isn't in the fucking Hobbit, like.
So, going into this. I don't know anything about the lore. I don't know anything about it. Mm-hmm. I want to know more about it. I even was looking stuff up on my phone about it, and I did not do that. Game of Thrones, I was just like, whatever, it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
This actually had me looking things up. Like, I don't know. I was like, how old are elves? How old are they when they die? Do you know? I looked it up.
From what they said, they don't die. Didn't they say that in one of the episodes?
Once they reach maturity, they stop aging.
And then they go to... They go back home, right? Or something like that. They go through the past.
No, it's just they just stop aging.
Oh,
so once they reach maturity, they stop aging, which is about 50.
Okay.
And they can die through like acts of violence,
but not like natural sort of peace sort of thing.
If they lose, this is another problem I have with the whole universe. Mm-hmm. If they lose the will to live, they can die.
Okay. So the only thing,
it's like a wasting syndrome.
The only thing that I'll say is this: is that remember, this was made during World War II.
I know.
From a guy who was in the trenches, shooting Germans, being like, oh, "Here's an idea for an elf."
I know. God, like I don't know what this says about me, but I keep wanting to say the G word.
So this is what I'm gonna say. I liked aspects, and there was other aspects that I just could not fucking stand.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I would rather take my balls and slam them on a cactus than rewatch these parts of the episode. Like, that's
okay. What parts? Now I want to know.
Every single thing that involves the half fucking feet or the hobbits. Just call them fucking hobbits.
Are they hobbits?
I don't know. Just fucking call them hobbits. Whatever the fuck the other word was fucking stupid. Whatever that is, though.
Leather feet or something stupid.
Every single scene with that was stupid. The only part of it that I liked in that anytime that they're on the screen, the only part that I liked is the old dude that's like reading the book and like acting all mystical and like the stars, they're talking. That's the only thing I liked about it, because I'm sitting there and I'm just like, what the fuck is this dude on? You know, other than that, though, I thought all of that was stupid.
Yeah.
The elves, I really like the first part of it, of them like showing them being in their land, their tree dying, them traveling over to Middle Earth. The very first thing I said physically out loud was, "Oh look, there's fell beasts," because the fell beasts are the giant like drakes, the Nazgul ride in Lord of the Rings, and they basically all went extinct, other than a certain line that Sauron kept for his Nazgul, like that sort
So
of thing.
they got the meteor guy. That's Sauron, right?
I don't know because when it was playing, I scrolled over because I was like, that was the other zone. I was like, is this? So I scrolled over and it came up and it said the Stranger Man, and I'm sitting there and I'm like,
you did like the yeah. I don't know.
so that's the thing, right? But like I said at the very beginning, when I saw the Fell Beast, I was like, that's fucking cool because that's something that I know Lord of the Ring wise. That I was like, that's a really kind of cool, inclusion. The elves,
I don't know, dude.
really
Lord of the
cool.
Rings is lame, but I did like the episodes.
Well, that's
It's
the thing
lame.
is I grew up with it because it was one of those things where
Yeah.
when I was when I was growing up in England, it was right when Harry Potter started to become a big thing, and a lot of the media was saying that it's the new Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And my dad, who grew up with Lord of the Rings, read Lord of the Rings, read all three of them, The Hobbit and The Silmarillion. Like my dad knows Lord of the Rings. There's the ink blots in in London that we would go to every now and then. There's a pub where they used to meet the different writers and everything. That's still there. That pub is still there in their area. That little corner that they used to sit in is like there. So like it was kind of a big thing for us. So like when that happened and like Harry Potter started to become big, and then my dad found out what Harry Potter was and was like, it's shitty Star Wars but with lightsabers, or with wands. My dad was like, nope, fuck this, and then he gave me Lord of the Rings at that point, and I started reading Lord of the Rings. So for me, like it was one of those things. Was like there's certain aspects that I really like about Lord of the Rings, and then there's others that are what you want to say that I agree with. The thing,
It's just kind of lame. I don't know.
there is,
like
well, it's one of those things. It's such a like, it's one of the things where, and I think it goes to this where it's Lord of the Rings is such a basic concept, right? It's elves, it's humans, it's half humans, it's dwarves, it's orcs, it's evil. It's such a basic premise of each one of them. Like there's nothing different about it. It's not like they're a dark elf or they're a mutant dwarf, or it's such a basic, just kind of like you are a elf. What type of elf?
well,
I'm an elf.
a lot of people are upset about the black elves,
Well,
which is silly.
yeah.
but-
The only thing that I was going to say that I think is silly about it is that it is just a weird. There's a weird thing that like if they're going to say that this is all in the same timeline, that like all the black people like just don't exist anymore. When Lord of the Rings comes out because. And not in those
All right, fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing. But like other than that though, like it hasn't been one of those things where like I'm watching the episode and I'm like, I don't like this character because they're black. It's not been a thing that I've even thought of when I've seen them. Like
I don't like the elf that got in a fight with his friend, the Prince Dwarf, just because he's got a very punchable face.
that's fair.
He's got a real punchable face.
Yeah. I mean that's like it's there. I will say this: there is something about the elves that just in this that like there's either scenes where they look kind of cool, or there's scenes where they look really dumb.
Mostly pretty dumb.
Mostly pretty dumb. Like the
ranger on the station elf with the armor, very cool.
Very cool. When when they're in the frozen north, Galadriel's very cool. Everything else,
I really like Gadriel. I do like her a lot.
yes, I think that she's.
And I'm interested to see who the guy is, who she's with on the boat.
because it came up and it said his name was Halbrand.
Fucking whatever his name is.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those
these
things
shows
like I
have
just.
dumb names.
Why can't it just be Steve?
Yeah, fuck.
Well, like the weird one as well to me was that like so in the first episode, and I could be 100% fucking wrong here, right? In the first episode, we see Galadriel, they're doing the whole thing, they're going over, and her like brother or like sibling or lover or whatever the fuck it is, Elrond, there, the dude that
I think
goes.
it's a brother.
I think it's his brother too, but I thought he died.
He did.
So why the fuck is he in episode? Like, why is he still around?
What do you mean?
Like he's the one that goes to see the dwarves in episode 2.
No.
Is that
That's
two different people?
Two different people.
To me, they look the exact fucking same, and I got really confused for like the entire
That's actually something else I looked up about the show, which made me go, "This show is lame."
They didn't double cast?
No, they didn't. They're different people. The show with elves in the Tolkien universe, Tolkien, they are between sexes. It's very hard to distinguish between the two, and they're all good looking for no reason.
Yes,
and they all kind of look alike.
Yes.
So like that, they are different people.
But they just look so fucking like, yeah, okay.
They are different.
Fair enough.
They are different people.
Yeah, no, any scene that had the half elf.
No, so there's the brother, and then there's the guy who actually wants to fuck her.
Okay.
And not, yeah, he definitely is into her. And actually, what I read was men who do not find a mate. Also, divorce is not a thing in the elf world. You mate for life.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're an older elf, because female elves, they find a mate.
Yeah.
If you're an older male elf and you haven't found a mate like for a while, you're typically doomed for the rest of your life. There's like a negativity, a stigma and culture about it.
Oh, okay.
And there's no incest, but second cousins are game. I just want to throw that one out there. That's what I did in my learned in my
I was gonna say,
exploration.
Did his research here.
I did my research.
Which
I guess it could be say something good about the show that made me go, I want to know more about this.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that if a show comes out and it makes you want to look stuff up, it wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even it's still lame.
Exactly. One of the weird things was the cow that randomly shows up, and then like the elf just milks him, and it spits out black goop, and then like we never find out what it is. I'm assuming we will in episode 3. It
has something to do with the orcs.
Yeah. But still, really fucking weird. Just.
I was like, that cow looks like it has bloat. That's what I saw. I said when I saw it.
I saw it and I was like, it's pregnant with an orc. Like that was my mind. I was like, this thing got fucked by an orc. But yeah, no. Then he just like leans down and black goop in his hand. It's
and
like,
then there's the hottie doctor.
Yep.
She's a hottie.
Yep.
She's like the only real hottie of the show so far.
I want to say
her evil spawn.
I want to say that her son is also the son of the ranger, of the elf ranger.
You think so? He has no elven features.
He doesn't. But I want to say that he is.
See,
because the thing is that his hair is always over his ears.
Okay.
So we never see it.
Interesting.
But also,
can
the sword,
Sauron's sword, corrupt an elf?
I'm assuming that it can corrupt anything. And also, this is the other thing is: do we know if this is because it says that bears the mark of Sauron, right? But then at the beginning, they're talking about Lord Morgoth. So could we be getting a thing where Lord Morgoth is the Stranger Man, but Sauron still exists?
I don't know who that is. I just think that the elf, I think his balls are full, and he hasn't gotten laid in 80 years.
That's fair, too.
I think his balls are just so full. His balls are...
Words.
Almost...
I do not need to say words, because you already know. Like, he said that, I'm just kind of like...
Dude, he needs his balls emptied. I think probably in the elf culture, it's not good to masturbate. That's my take. I think you need to save your seed, and they don't sleep. Another thing I found out, elves don't sleep, so they can't have wet dreams.
Dude, imagine that. You have blue balls for 80 years. You're not sleeping. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
humans hate you. Like
I think that's it. He can't sleep. His balls are full. Can't come. He just wants to come.
I will say this. As soon as the dwarves came onto the screen, I was in love with the entire episode. Like, that changed everything for me.
We saw female dwarves.
Mm-hmm. And they have a little beard.
Yeah. I like the wife.
I did, too. I thought that was as soon as I was wondering how they were going to do it. The only thing that I'll say that I didn't like was the dwarves at the gates that had, the iron mask thing. I thought those looked fucking stupid. Other
I
than
like
that,
those. And then you go to the house and the kids are running around with the iron masks on. I thought that was fun.
I don't know what it is about dwarves and that sort of like the whatever the dwarven like culture or like mythos that people make are. I fucking love it every single time, and I don't know what it is because I'm 6'4". I'm not a dwarf, but I fucking love everything dwarf related. Like it's just, you know. So I'm intrigued to know what was in the box. I'm assuming it was one of like the gems of the fucking tree or whatever there.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued to know though because it's just
This is going to be the entire season between us. Me just going, it's lame, but
Yeah.
I'm going to keep watching it.
It's lame, but I
this
liked
is me.
it.
This is me. No, I'm very just. I'm sorry.
Well, no. I mean, it's
I'm
like
preemptively apologizing. I'm sorry that I'm an asshole.
like I said, it's funny to me because it's such a like episode 1. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, the elves, okay, this, okay, that. I'm interested, and why are they talking about half-footed people? What? Oh, fucking! Here come the hobbits. And it's like, all right, I don't give a fuck, don't give a fuck, don't give a fuck. No, 20 minutes go by. It's like, all right, okay. Oh, the elves are back. Who the fuck is this elf? You know? And then it's just like that was the one thing I will say is that I feel like kind of the pacing and how many different people they've already introduced, too much for 2 episodes. 2 episodes, too much, especially for an hour long.
What about
show.
Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones is introduced more.
Well, yeah, but to me, it's one of those things where Game of Thrones, like in my brain, Game of Thrones is a brand new thing, right?
Okay.
So it's kind of a like when it came out anyway, because of course now we have 8 seasons of it.
I meant, when I say Game of Thrones, I mean the Dragon show. House of the Dragon.
My thing is, it's kind of the same thing. Like I feel like there's too many people, but then also the other thing though is that like a lot of the people, like to me, like when they're at the table, right? I'm sitting there like, okay, so that's the husband of the queen, that's the king. These dudes I don't give a fuck about, even though they've talked about him 3 or 4 times. Don't give a fuck about any of them. And this dude's the hand of the king because he has the little thing on. In this one, it's like, okay, this elf is like very prominent, and they're giving him a name, and they're talking to him, acting like he's a big thing, and it's like,
I'm not even sure who the elf was that he brought to the Dwarven Kingdom. I don't know who the fuck that was. They said it, and they said words, and I just was like, I wait. What did you say? And then I just went, no, whatever.
This is the characters that I know so far. You have all the weird. You have the fucking
Gadriel. I know her name. What's up?
Galadriel, fucking awesome. Ranger dude.
Great. I do
Right?
really like the Ranger guy.
Yeah,
I do.
right?
I do like him.
It's there.
His baby mom.
Then you have Elrond, and the only reason I remember that name is because he went to go see King Doran or Prince Dorian. Durain.
Okay.
Durain.
Not the brother. Just
No.
pointing out.
Yes, the other one.
Not the brother.
The other one, the other version. But then, like, it's like outside of that, though. Then it's like, okay, there's the dwarf king.
Yeah.
There's the wife.
Yeah.
There's
the prince. He's the prince.
Yes. Oh no, we got introduced to the king though at the end of it.
Yeah.
Right. Then we have the elf king. We have all these fucking humans that I don't give a fuck about.
Is Abraham Lincoln Orc Hunter? Is that the king? Or is he just like a?
You mean Abraham
like-
Lincoln, vampire
like-
hunter, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I say Orc Hunter because we're in Lord of the Rings.
That's fair. That's actually a good question.
I don't really know what his position was. Is he like head of the council? Is the king been in the show, or is the king off in the? Well, so this place where they're at is the Elven political capital, but it's not their sanctuary. Which also my thing is that like when they went through that portal, I think they all died. I think
Yes.
that's what happened.
Yes, I do agree with you on that one.
I think there's something weird about it. I think they die.
When it was going on, I'm sitting there like this just doesn't. There's something about this that feels
feel
wrong.
So, I didn't like that, and I think that like, especially because Abraham Lincoln Orc Hunter doesn't like Galadriel, I think he's just like, yeah, we're gonna fucking get rid of her. Go die.
That was okay. Now okay. You were messing me up with the. Yes, that is him.
What?
Well, you said Abraham Lincoln Orc Hunter, so I was thinking that it was the hunter. I was monkeying.
No.
Yeah. No, that is him though. That is him. Same
Yeah.
actor. Yeah.
I knew that. That's what. Yeah.
I just like
I know-
there's it's
yeah.
for someone that knows a decent amount about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that like kind of get set up, but then there's a lot of things that I'm just like,
I don't know what this means. But also, in a way, it's not approachable because, like, Game of Thrones, you can watch it and you're like, I get what's going on. It's very like forward. Like, there's like it's fantasy. This is like, I don't. What the fuck is?
well, that's the thing is that like it. That was my big question with this show, and when I was like when I did a bunch of the reactions and I was talking to people in my comment section of it, was just like it's like Game of Thrones. They set up episode 1 as very easy, right? Boom. This is episode 1. This is what's going on. House of the Dragon. This is episode 1. This is what's going on. This episode 1, it goes, well, this is what happened. Now here's 7 different storylines to follow, and it's like, I don't know who his
I would like
name
to know
is.
what's going on in one storyline.
Yeah, right. I don't know why she's now. Well, I mean, I know now why she's on the raft coming back. But like, Elrond is getting ready to set up a great furnace, which I'm assuming is going to be to make the Rings of Power. That's my assumption there.
Dude, didn't even think about that. This is the setup for that. What an
Right,
idiot!
that's-
I didn't even think that was. I didn't even think that one through.
That's the only one that I can think of. But then outside of that,
Yeah.
though,
But I still have more faith in this show than Game of Thrones, which I don't know what says about my psyche. I'm like this show that I'm like this show is lame, but I think it might be better.
I think I think it also has to just do a little bit with the like you don't like this universe as it is, so the fact that you liked the first 2 episodes and you were looking stuff up already has you more intrigued than House of Dragons. Because like I said, so far House of Dragons we've had the cool fight scene at the very beginning, right, where they were doing the jousting. We had the great scene in the tower, and then we've had really Rhaenyra and Daemon talking. We had 3 good scenes throughout 2 episodes. Everything else has just been pure setup to something we kind of already know about. With the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, we have no fucking clue what's going on. So I think it adds a little bit more of the intrigue and mystery to it. That, like, so for you, I think that's why you a little bit as well. Why? Because you can already see kind of like episode 2 is.
It's lame though. That's where I'm at. It's lame.
And
I'm just gonna keep saying it.
I genuinely, and that's the thing is like I genuinely just think it is because Lord of the Rings is just such a basic bitch with just it's like this is an elf. What's an elf? That.
yeah. I like that.
Whereas like House of the Dragon, it's like, well, I'm a Targaryen. What's that mean? Well, that means that I have a white hair. I have dragons. Dragons can't hurt me. I live this many years. We're all inbred, but we have dragons. And it's like there's all these different things with that. Where like there's these elements where this, like I said, it's this man pretty, he elf. This man short with beard, dwarf. It's like there's no.
This man short with no shoes, hobbit.
Like there's no real like like in those days, huge imagination. In this day and age, there's zero.
Well, I want to know.
here.
Another thing is, I want to know about the hunters with the antlers on their backs. Were those just humans? Because like, you think humans could just carry around antlers like
that's
that?
The thing is like I think that was just a human hunter thing. They just like. Well, like they were talking about, like when they were like, "Oh, the half people, we got to watch out. They're dangerous." I'm like, I was like, the danger. This is Lord of the what? And then they start popping up, and they were like,
this is actually the last thing I wanted. I wanted to bring this up earlier. Mm-hmm. The violence in Lord of the Rings in these shows is not like, it's almost like it's always PG-13 violence. Mm-hmm. And to me, I'm like, that's kind of lame. Because they're like, you can't just fucking cut someone's head off and just be like, look, there's just a head. There's like no blood. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no blood on me. I cut an orc's head off and I'm like completely clean.
Yeah, there was like a little bit of splatter like right here. And even then it was like, it's like, is that blood splatter or are you just dirty?
Yeah, like, no. So like that's my thing is I'm like, the violence has never been like appropriate to what's been happening or like I don't know. That's always
I mean you're perfectly honest and right with that because it's they fought a giant ice troll and there was 0 blood.
Yeah, she cut the shit out of him and then stabbed him in the head.
Oh,
No blood.
was there some blood when he was on the ground? I don't know. Either way,
No.
I don't remember. So you know.
Yeah. So I don't know. The violence has always been more stylistic, which is fine. But like,
In today's day and age, it's kind of one of those things where you see
uh,
it and you're just kind of like, meh, whatever.
yeah,
You know.
it doesn't. It feels like Michael Bay violence, where like a bunch of people die and you like are like, oh, they're fine. Like you see a car accident and like it clearly killed every person in the car, and they just move on from it.
Yeah, just like
That's like whatever, but it's not violent because then you like next frame it shows them all like standing next to the car. You're like that person. No, that person would have died.
yeah, that dude dead. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so then to end this, I'm going to shock you with a surprise one. Just hit us with some She-Hulk stuff because I don't watch. Fucking.
Well, actually, this was how I was gonna end it. This was my words of the week.
Okay.
We all need to accept She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion,
So
and
okay,
the
continue.
whole episode was making fun of. Actually, a lot of this episode was making fun of Marvel's male fans hating on the show.
Really,
It was a very Rick and Morty-esque episode.
it's funny that they did that as episode like what 3
Yeah.
before even knowing what the show the reaction would be.
So like the big thing, like Rick and Morty, all the fans, like Justin Roiland, all of them, they like make fun of their fans,
Yeah,
and like people are like, "Oh, you're high IQ." This show was making fun of everyone that would make fun of a female. The only thing is that her twerking, like that animation for it, that CGI is so bad that like I'm just like, ooh.
so I
but-
sent it to I sent it to a couple people. I think I sent it to you too. Did I send it to you? No, I did not. I sent it to. There was something about it, and oh yeah, it said how it started versus how it's going, and it shows Iron Man from Iron Man 1, and then it shows the like the still where it doesn't look like the CGI is really bad, and then below it is Superman punching one of the Kryptonians, and then it's Peacemaker, like a scene from Peacemaker, and it says how it started versus how it's going. And Xander responded with, out of context, it definitely looks dumb. Within context, still dumb, but tolerable. So,
Tolerable's strong. It doesn't look good, but I don't care.
yeah. As the thing is, like, I saw it and I'm just kind of like, I was like,
It's very funny because a big part of the episode is that there's a shapeshifter from Asgard, and so she can take the form of anyone, and then she swindled She-Hulk's ex co-worker out of like $200,000, so he was suing her, and she had pretended to be Meg the Stallion,
oh, Jesus Christ.
and everyone was like, dude, why would you think Meg the Stallion was into you? And he's just like this like douchebag, and he's like, fucking look at me, dude. And so she went on record being like, nah, this dude would really think that.
That's fucking...
So like the whole episode was like
Alright,
making fun of men who think they're like,
They're the top shit.
yeah,
They're the top G.
was very funny.
Yeah.
Because even the guy, there was a
Okay,
lawyer
that's funny.
this guy, and he was like, how did you put up this guy for so many years? And she's like, yeah, I don't know.
My thing of the week is if you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest that people look up the fight scene between Superman and Zod in Japanese, because that, like, I sent you
You
it on
did send me
Twitter.
that, yeah.
That shit is literally live action anime, like literally, like dialogue, everything. Because you're watching it, like I knew the words anyway, but like watching it and hearing the Japanese, I was like, oh my god, like this really.
Take two of that. Put on deodorant in the morning after you take a shower.
There we go.
Words to look back. I did not.
So, this is another surprise one for DeNutte. As of right now, this is the final of the effing title with us for right now. Starting up this week, we will be doing the football stuff again.
Football.
Which is going to be me, Fedge, and Rob, and we're going to be talking about upcoming games, and we're going to be doing our pick'ems. Rob won it the first year, Fudge won it the second year. I gotta win it this year. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. We will still be doing the podcast. It would just be we haven't talked about it yet fully, but we're gonna be doing it on a extended, randomized kind of
a semi-annual basis.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to.
Yeah, we'll do it like
We'll do every week. We'll do it every once in a while. If we decide something that's worth talking about.
Exactly. So we'll still be here. We'll still be doing this bullshit as we always do. But I do want to say right now a thank you though to DeNutte for one having the idea of me having a co-host, but then two being gracious enough to be my co-host in this, and it has been a lot of fun since he has fully joined. A lot of fun just talking shit. Look at that face. You gotta love it. Look at it. Love it. So, let us know what you guys are thinking of Rings of Power, Talk Rings of Power, House of the Dragons, House of the Weird.
The longest we won't have an episode. Maybe if we don't do anything, it'll probably be the end of Game of Thrones or the House of the Dragon, whatever it's fucking called.
Exactly. So, but let us know what you guys think of everything that's going on. And as always, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.